Hello, welcome to Prequel, Sequel, Requel, the show where we pick a film or a franchise and give it a prequel, a sequel, and a requel with a panel of comedians and movie lovers as well. Tonight, it's Christmas special. Merry Christmas, everybody watching on, let me get this right, we've got Facebook, we've got YouTube, we've got Twitch this evening. I don't know what half of those do, but we'll get there in the end, I'm sure. Right then, tonight's film is Santa Claus The Movie, an absolute classic, or a complete shithouse, depending which way you look at it. Let's bring our panel in for the evening. First of all, he's your friend of mine. He's here every week. It's comedian and singer and actor and singer and comedian Eddie French.
Hello, everyone. You're right.
You're right.
Yes. Yes. This film is a bit of a shithouse, but you know what. I mean, it can't be easy to write a film about Father Christmas, can it? I mean, there's literally been none.
Nothing to go on.
When it broke the ground by having Santa Claus the movie in 1985 or whatever it was, then clearly, you know, they were trailblazers. There've been literally no Christmas films before this.
No Rudolph in it either. They eliminated him totally.
Yeah, although there is a point where one of the reindeers has the flu. And he's got a little thermometer in his mouth, and it's glowing red on the end. It looks like his nose.
Yes, wise words indeed.
I don't know if that was a. I think they were probably holding out for the sequel that, for some reason, never got made to introduce Rudolph.
Well, that's what we're here for tonight, isn't it? That is what we're here for. I realised
what I should have done for my sequel, but instead you've got what I thought of otherwise. Oh, well.
We will give it a sequel, though. So let's get the rest of our panel in this evening. Next up, she's here every time. It's your friend of mine. She works at Lush. You might get a discount, but it's absolute chaos at the moment due to the holiday season. Let's bring her in. It's your friend of mine. I've said it twice. I'll say it again. Third time lucky. It's your friend of mine, Natalie Smeaton.
How many friends?
You've got a lot of friends. You're popular.
Many friends. Your friends and mine. There you go.
Your friend, my friend, everybody's friend.
We all scream for eye friends.
Yeah. How's your week been?
Do you know, it's been a very busy week, Chris, and we'll continue to get busier. That's all I can say.
Why?
Do you know what? Looking up at you two, it's like looking up at like Christmas and anti-Christmas. Like,
I don't have inverted reindeer on my walls or anything. I just
get some lights up, Eddie. Come on. I mean, you know.
Come on, make a bit of effort, Eddie.
Even turn your light out and make it look like you've got a roaring fire on or something, you know.
I've got a drum kit instead of a keyboard now. That's more Little Drummer Boy.
Okay, we'll go with that for now. Yeah.
All right. So work's mental at the moment, is it?
Absolutely loopy. Yeah. Busy.
So if you're watching and you live in Leeds, stay away from White Rose, you bastards. Anyway.
And if you've come up from that London, thinking you can come into our tier.
Come into our house.
Come round our tier, trying to get our ethically sourced soaps.
Speaking of tiers and coming up from that London, which links us lovely into our special guest this evening. She's your friend of mine. She's a comedian, a singer, actress, painter and decorator. She does it all. She's a multitasker. It's our lovely friend, Hannah Warman.
Hey! I'm Christmassy, but not sparkly. I'm doing the understated Christmas. That's how we do it in London. So
it's called classy Christmas. Your look. You've gone for a classy look. You know, you've not got a load of lights around your neck like an idiot.
That's how we
just
do it in tier 4. Tier 4's classy.
Yeah. How is tier 4? I mean, we've actually got an exclusive with a tier 4 here.
Yeah.
Is it like
the Purge? Depressing. Yeah, it's like the Purge. It's all the binge.
God.
Binge on Baileys.
Nice.
Oh dear. Anyway, well, thanks for joining us again. We appreciate it. So, right, we better get. How has your week been anyway? We'll ask you.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Well, it went from me being so excited about Christmas with my niece and nephew to being basically by myself.
Oh.
So unless you guys can come drive up and get me down.
Start the car ready. We go.
That's it.
I'll bring the snacks.
Yeah, come on, let's go.
We've got Phil Spector's Christmas album on the CD player in the car, and that's all we're going to need for that.
I was just thinking of a movie line where he says it's not a It says something about a rescue mission. It's from Jurassic Park 2. What does he say, Jeff Goldblum? He says this isn't a reconnaissance mission. It's a rescue operation, something like that.
Does he say it as quickly as that?
No, it's quick with it, and I'm like
about 14 minutes.
Yeah, it was good. It was good when he said it.
I bet it was. I bet it was top work.
Everything's good when Jeff says it.
Oh, Jeff, he's a legend. Yeah. Right then. So, what are we doing now? Right,
Don't
explain
remind the audience of better films while we're doing it.
Very quickly then. Thanks everybody for tuning in. The idea of the show, if you've never seen it before, our lovely panel here will come up with a prequel, a sequel, and a requel for Santa Claus the Movie. Okay, not an easy task with
I've
this
got
one.
Santa on my jumper, look.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
And a cat in a Santa hat.
Silly kitten.
Yeah. What's he doing with that hat on? What's he doing?
I am Father Christmas as well, meow.
What was on your Christmas jumper, Hannah?
I think it's like it's a reindeer.
And
And
snow.
lots of crosses because I love Jesus.
Crosses, yeah. Yeah, we
Reason
all
for
love
the season,
Jesus.
you know.
All big fans. I've got Rudolph. Nobody asked,
Nice.
but I don't give a fuck.
No, we're all sharing.
There's Brussels sprout. I don't know if you can see him.
Ooh.
I like that.
There's a Brussels sprout there, look, with a Santa hat on. I
That's
mean,
cute.
you think why's a kitten got a Santa hat on? Why would a Brussels sprout have a Santa hat on?
I've
It's
got
Christmas miracle.
Spider-Man. I've got Iron Man.
Nobody asked you, Eddie.
I've got the Hulk. Captain America.
And what's Christmassy about them? They're wearing red.
I don't know, but this is why I prefer my DC one because there's actually some women on that one. This was just there's Wolverine there.
You're like Egon Spengler. You had half a Santa hat.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Had half a slinky. Oh no, he had a slinky, but he straightened it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll move on. Right then, so yeah, that's how the show works. These guys come up with a prequel, sequel, requel for Santa Claus the Movie. But first of all, for those of you who've not seen Santa Claus the Movie for ages, which might be quite a lot of you tonight, I'm going to give you a quick recap of what the film's about from the DVD box. So listen up, and here we go. Right then. The legend of Santa Claus comes to life in this enchanting, heartwarming tale that the whole family will cherish year round. This is a delightful story of a master toy maker who discovers a magical kingdom, of elves at the North Pole. There he is entrusted with wondrous special powers to become the world's beloved patron of Christmas, Santa Claus. And there he meets Patch Dudley Moore, an eager to please elf who becomes mixed up with a dastardly toy tycoon's John Lithgow plans to take over Christmas. And so begins Santa's greatest adventure of all, to rescue his faithful elf and to save Christmas for all the children of the world.
I'm sorry. I like how they say that at the beginning, that he discovered accidentally these wonderful elves up in the north. But actually, they killed and kidnapped him. Can we just put that out there?
Yeah,
Yeah, they did. They just took
They're
it.
gaslighting him.
Yeah, it was like grave robbery, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, the die at the start of the film, and then also in that synopsis, he don't mention the two kids who are in the entire movie, pretty much.
No.
So there's a kid. We better explain this because I'm sure your pictures might involve them. So there's a girl called Cornelia in the film who's a well-to-do lass, nice house and everything.
Yeah, John
Such a northern way of saying it.
John Lithgow's step-niece.
There you go, yeah. And then we've got Joe, who's a down and out, on his luck, little homeless boy, bless him.
Yeah.
Who Santa amazingly sees from about 1,000 miles away from the sky. Goes, I better make a pit stop here and help this little lad out, you know. Anyway.
And it also suggests that it's 1985 and that's the first time Santa Claus has encountered homelessness or poverty among children.
He doesn't know what it is, does he? All he's like, so with you, why aren't you in your house? He does say that.
Yeah. He's like, I don't really have one. And he's like,
What?
Right, weird.
He's got what
really, it's not all right.
He's got a medical condition called Christmas blindness, which means you just blatantly go about your business celebrating Christmas, and everybody's like, "Hey, people are starving." He's like, "I don't give a fuck. It's Christmas."
What do you mean? Why don't they just wait for Christmas dinner like everyone else?
Yeah.
It's got white snow privilege.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like Christmas privilege, you're right.
Yes.
You're right. We've got a few comments already. We've got Roberto, our old friend, is back. Back at DVD, man. Oh, is that what I'm saying?
It's Merry Christmas, he's saying.
Right. Oh yeah, I thought you were talking to
hey,
Natalie.
Roberto.
Nice singing
No,
lady.
no.
Nice singing lady though, Hannah. He's picked up
There
on
you
you
go.
again. There you go. You are all made me
Hi,
very happy this
Roberto.
year. During difficult times in Italy and the whole world. I also like you on the script from Wednesday. You should make it for real. Thanks, Roberto. You've actually
was a
said
good
something
script you
very
wrote,
nice.
wasn't it?
Oh, happy Christmas,
It's
Roberto.
very nice, Roberto. I'm glad
Thank
you
you,
enjoyed
Roberto.
yourself. Thank you. Austin Rigo, our old friend. Hello, mate. You all right? Can you get me some lush items, please? I've lost my wooden leg. So can
You know
I send
what,
white
Austin?
rose?
You could come down. You can elbow old women out of the way like everybody else.
He's also got you a Secret Santa ready, which
Oh,
I wouldn't accept any gift.
I didn't know I was involved in one, so
That's
a
his secret. Yeah.
it's a bit like getting an email saying you've won the lottery that you didn't enter. I'm going to keep that at arm's length until I've had a think.
Yeah. Our old friend
Evening.
Martin. Well, hello, Martin.
Martin.
Evening.
How are
Merry
you doing?
Christmas, everybody. It's Hans Gruber. It is. Oh, he's still got his Gruber prop from Wednesday.
I've still got my prop on the on my.
We're doing
my
crossover shows now, guys. We like the
Oh,
Marvel
crazy.
universe. Yeah.
Yeah. Into
right
the
then,
Spider-Verse.
so, let's do some here. Let me get my banners going again. Here we go. Right, we're definitely starting now. Okay, we're going to not mess about anymore now. We're going to get straight into the prequels this evening. Santa Claus The Movie prequels. We'll start off with Eddie this evening.
Yep.
I'm going to give you a minute on the clock, even though nobody ever texts me. It doesn't matter. Just for me, really, something to do. That's fine. Right, I'll get you a minute. Are you ready to do your prequel?
Oh yes.
And away you go.
Okay, so my prequel is called Things Are Getting Busy. So, BZ Business is a rather lonely child, and his only friend is his posh cousin from the UK who they write to each other every week. BZ fails to learn much in school except about business, and he starts to con children out of money, out schoolmates and stuff, by claiming to be investing in candy futures and writing off the losses by hiding them in a tin under his bed. He writes to his cousin, who congratulates him on how good he is at being a shit. As he gets older, he finds it less satisfying to get money from adults. So he starts a toy company in order to get money from children, which is the sweetest, tenderest money. He becomes incredibly wealthy, and his posh, rich, evil cousin, Jacob Rees-Mogg, tells him that it would be a good idea to put glass and nails into his teddy bears, and anyone who doesn't is just choosing the wrong time to just play politics by not trying to endanger children and giving them lockjaw. And so then that's the man we go on to meet in Santa Claus the Movie.
All
right. All right, cool. Right then, so now our panel gets to ask some questions. So you can ask a question to Eddie, whatever you like, Nat and Hannah. Put him on the spot, try and figure out more of his plot, see if he's done his homework.
I have several.
Oh,
so I'm
well,
try
it's
to
a Christmas special, so God damn it, you ask them.
Let's have a selection box of questions.
It's like 3 short questions because they were just hitting me all at once. So is BZ going to be as wonderfully over the top as a child as he was in the film when John Lithgow played him? And if so, who's going to play him? So that's the first 2 questions.
Oh, okay. Well, the first question's easy. Yes, definitely. I want BZ to be as over the top as John Lithgow, knowing that he's getting paid whatever performance he sends in, so he might as well enjoy himself. Not that I'd ever question John Lithgow's professionalism, but we all saw the film. Come on. And to play him, that's a very good question. Because you want someone young, maybe even though he's in his 40s now. He's been playing like a 20-year-old forever. So perhaps the guy who plays Sheldon in Big Bang Theory, he's quite because he's got the limbs, he can flail. He's got that. He's very thin, and he might be quite over the top, sort of barking and swivel-eyed lunacy.
Amazing.
Yeah, maybe him.
Yeah.
Or Robin Taylor, what's his name, who played Penguin in Gotham.
Oh yes, yeah. Oh yes, yeah.
Because
he would be good.
Maybe him actually. Robin Taylor Downs, is that his name?
I can't rember.
That guy anyway. He's very good. Good
call. And so my third, very quick question was: you mentioned that he was putting glass and nails into teddy bears. Is that what we see being removed from the windows?
Is
that how then? Right. Brilliant.
It ties into the court case where they empty a teddy bear into the evidence tray.
Yeah.
And there's just
brilliant.
Huge chunks of just smashed pub ashtray and rusted nails in them, which can't be cheaper than the sawdust they were using.
No, you wouldn't think.
It's literally put there, slightly more expensive, but much more evil. So.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Does that answer your questions now?
It does. Thank you very much.
Very good. Okay, Hannah, have you got a question or questions for Eddie?
I don't know the number until I say them. It's more organic.
That's fine. That's fine. It's Christmas. Treat yourself.
But what I was thinking, because this is the same universe, right, as Santa Claus the movie, but there doesn't seem to be any of the magic side. There's just the Earth, John Lithgow world. Do we see any little kind of early years of the magic side of the universe?
I hadn't planned on that, but you're right. I am ignoring the fact that magic exists in this world. And even as all of these things are happening in this prequel, Santa Claus is still delivering year in, year out, delivering toys to all of the children. Well, up until the mid 17th century, everyone was getting them, and then a boy was unpleasant towards a cat, and then they brought in the naughty and nice list. Which
again, it's Christmas blindness. There'll have been all sorts of shit going on, And he's like, "At first, I've heard about it. Somebody was
they're torturing a cat. Maybe he shouldn't get a present." And then Santa Claus is like, "What?" He's
the most oblivious bastard ever, isn't he? Really?
And then his wife goes, "No, we're changing that because this kid is horrible." And Santa's like, "Oh, if you think so, dear, I don't know."
Yeah. She whacks him.
The wife who actually pulls the coattails or puppet strings or whatever that expression is.
She pulls the puppet tails.
Is she on the naughty list then?
Oh yeah.
It is, because after a while she shacks up with Onslow, doesn't she? So,
hey, I reckon when Santa's away.
Well, you know what? I did think that because they say they explain how he does it in a nice thing. Go, "Oh no, time travels with you. It's just whenever you finish, that's when time carries on." And I'm like, wonder if that works for Mrs. Santa and all the elves who haven't got anything better to do.
Yeah.
Everybody to the steam room. He's gone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Quickly, let's sauna ourselves up. Oh, just whacking themselves with birch.
Correct me if I'm wrong as well. They're all male elves in this. All of them.
There are, yes.
Yeah, and they really fancy Mrs. Claus, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit wrong, isn't it?
She's roughly the same height as all of them as well.
Yeah.
And she's from keeping up appearances.
She was, yeah.
That's right, yeah. Her only other credit. No, she must have been in something else.
No, she's. I checked her Wikipedia. Apparently, she's also written some novels.
Oh, nice.
None of which were highlighted to their own pages.
Did she write this novel?
Have you got the novelization of it?
Wow.
Yeah, I was waiting for a moment to bring it out, but there it is.
There you go. Wow.
Santa Claus with extra scenes.
The book.
Oh, it's got extra stuff in this. You actually get a proper ending. More about that later.
Does Don Estelle's character get any dialogue in that?
I haven't read it. I read the end. I'm not completely insane.
That's like my A-level English literature.
I read the broad introduction to the Canterbury Tales, and then quickly had a look and saw what the wife of Bath said about one thing, and used that as my only quote. Yeah.
Same.
So
it's
what
like that time I read Lord of the Rings and went, starts in Shire, ends in Shire. I'm not reading that.
I imagine it's like how green was my valley, judging by the number of different types of green listed in this bloody thing. But
right, I think we're really sidetracked off the questions, didn't we?
We have a bit, yeah. We always do when we don't like the film very much. But but as far as the magic, I think the magic will be represented by aspects of magic sort of fizzling out around him, the more businessy and sort of closed off to goodness he becomes, the sort of lights shine a little dimmer, things, scenes seem a bit duller and stuff like that. So I think we'll see it'll start off quite magical, because even though he's an odd child, there is inherent magic in the world of a child, and that will slowly die out as he carries on.
Right. So we're seeing the world through his eyes in a way, and he doesn't see magic.
No, he sees it, but he stops caring about it, and then he stops to being able to see it. Yeah, that kind of vibe, I think.
All right. Right, okay, we'll move on then. Just before that, actually, we got a couple of comments. Hello, Connor, our friend Connor.
Hey, Connor.
Yeah, evening, guys. My mum's over the moon. Boris has cancelled Christmas and she hates it. We know your mum hates Christmas, Connor.
Yeah.
Can't stand
Connor
it.
is the son of Mandy McCarthy from Discount Comedy Checkout. And yes, we've known for a few years now that she is, not just doesn't like Christmas, but is actually opposed to it.
I genuinely did not know that.
She made me realize that I actually quite like Christmas, just in comparison. It's like I've got no problem with
Although,
Christmas.
even though she hates Christmas, she's still been doing delivery driving for those in need. So well done, you, Mandy. There we go. Give you a bit of a thing there. She told me she was doing that. I don't know if she hasn't got any proof.
No.
Like anybody could say that. But,
Yeah. And they have been as well.
Nick Potts, hello, Nick. Can you say Happy Christmas to my dog Mike? He's 10 today.
Oh,
no,
Mike.
Oh, happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas,
Happy Christmas, Mike.
Who is 10 today? Who is 10 today?
I think
you are.
Come on,
10
Mike,
today,
jump up.
Hello, Mike, you silly 10 today. Are you 10 today? Ha ha, silly.
But look, Nick is actually a dog too. So Nick the dog has a dog called Mike. That's fucked up.
It's a bit weird.
Do you reckon they're related as well? Do you reckon the dog's Mike Potts? Or do you think...
I think that dogs might be what dogs call cats.
Wow, I don't know. It's messing with his mind, that. Yeah. Happy birthday, happy Christmas, happy birthday.
Anyway,
happy
birthday, silly Mike.
Nat, it's your turn. Oh,
okay. Oh,
I missed that. What happened then?
Oh, I think I'm on a delay again. I just said Happy Easter. That's how much I'm on a delay.
The powers of the internet and everybody streaming together. It's lovely.
Also, I do like the fact that this is a Christmas film that ends in March.
Yeah, there you go. It is right.
I don't know what it's doing, does it?
It's really weird.
It's all over the joint. Don't get me started on the physics of things and how space works and things like that, because John Lithgow floats away in the end and doesn't explode in space.
What? Right. That scene was the source of nightmare for me. The idea that you could just continuously float upwards and never stop. It absolutely little 7-year-old Edward French was terrified of that. The idea that gravity would just stop one day and would just float into space and never stop. Ugh.
Christmas.
It was like H.P. Lovecraft levels of just bleak doom.
Nice. Anyway,
explains a lot.
Really frightening.
Let's do your prequel. Let's do your prequel.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm always ready.
You are. It's
until
true.
Until I haven't started my clock. Hang on.
Okay.
I'm ready now.
It's sometime in the 14th century, and the Ancient One, the oldest of the elves, is fed up. He's been killing and kidnapping couples for hundreds of years, and every couple they brought him has been useless. The first ones were drinkers and only got caught in the snow because they passed out and died of exposure. The second actually hated children and tried to make all of the toys either stabby or murdery. They also threatened the elves with shanks and tried to do a wee in the sleigh. The Ancient One has only one more chance to pick the right person to be Santa Claus, or his boss, the super proper, super duper Ancient One, will sack him. Unwilling to lose his job and knowing Mrs. Claus from next door is quite nice, he tricks Mrs. Claus and her husband into going around to deliver presents so that he can lead them off the path, let them die of exposure, kidnap them, and take them to the icy mountains in the north.
Wow. Okay. Very good. Very nice. Right then. So Eddie and Hannah, you can ask Nat some questions there about her epic.
I love this. I love the darkness. Let me think of the question. I really love it.
It's not a question, but it's a nice statement. I love the darkness.
I'll take it. I'll take it. It's along Eddie's theme as well there.
I love the darkness.
Yes. I think that's the only thing you can do with Christmas films is just go, what if it was frightening instead? That's about it. It is a good question, isn't it? I'm not. I can't think of anything immediately. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, go on then. Go on.
So I like the fact that they are trialing these couples that they've murdered and then brought back to life and tried to make them into Santa and Mrs. Santa, Mrs. Claus. But do those people actually start delivering the presents to the kids and stuff? And then if they do, like, do they do dodgy stuff?
Yeah. Well, I need to be careful how I answer that. So the stabby murdery couple who are making the stabby murdery toys, they almost get away with it. They've created because as we know, the toys don't really start getting delivered until they find the Santa Claus who is in at the movie that we watched. So luckily there is a quality control section of the North Pole and any toys go through them. Right. So they discover the hidden shanks, the wire to strangle people with, the explosives, all of that stuff, and stop it before it gets out. And then when the stabby and murdery Mr. and Mrs. Claus find out this is happening, the ones that hate kids, that's when they start going on a bit of a rampage with the elves. But the elves are magic, obviously, so
they can't die.
They can't die. Instead, Maddie, stabby, murdery Clauses just get put out in the snowbank until they freeze to death again. Yeah. So there's been lots of them. Like it started a long time before the actual Santa Claus. There've been many different couples, and none of whom were perfect.
I feel like there's got to be some kind of link between the stabby, murdery couple and the John Lithgow guy in the future, because he, did bad toys that had bad bits of glass and stuff in, and there's an echo of that. And I feel like maybe just a little kind of Easter egg would be to give that murdery couple like the same surname or something as the John Lithgow character. It's just a note.
I think that's a really nice idea, because even though it's before the 14th century, he could indeed have ended up in Europe being an ancestor of theirs, and then their ancestors travel to the New World, and then by the time we get to the movie, there's BZ and through some ancient bloodline.
Yeah, the Z bloodline.
Yes. And maybe, I don't know, seeing Patch triggers off his almost like mania about Christmas and taking it off of Santa.
He has a genetic loathing of elves.
Yeah.
Wow.
It kicked in. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, that's nice. We can add that.
I'd like to know, how are these couples disposed of once they've been deemed unfit?
I wanted to know that. Exactly.
Is there just like a cell? Or...
No,
Nat didn't say that. Nat said it.
Oh. It is the icy north, and they are taken very far north and up into the mountains. So it's a combination of either leaving them in a snowbank until they freeze to death, or just pushing them off the side of the mountain. Depending on how they want to get rid of them. If they've been particularly super annoying, then they get pushed off the side of a mountain so that they can watch them pinwheel down.
I think there's just a very strong image of some elves apparently rescuing a couple in a sleigh who look at, for all intents and purposes, if they've passed away, but that sleigh panning out to reveal that the sleigh is being pushed past a load of frozen skeletons sticking out of the tundra. I think that turns it from a rescue mission into another hostage situation.
Which we all know it is. So we can certainly do that.
Okay,
that's
cool.
a great idea. Yeah.
Somebody Google that Jeff Goldblum line for me, who's watching in comments, because I think we're going to use it a few times tonight. It just sounded
maybe
coming up quite a lot. Let's have a quick look at comments before we do last bit. Martin, I work in retail. We had deliveries of Easter eggs today.
Bloody hell.
I'm amazed the truck got through.
That's just wrong.
Yeah, that's insane.
It is.
That's crazy.
Obscene.
Roberto, I would make a good Santa. All right.
No, he didn't say a good Santa. He said, I would make good Santa.
I would make good with Santa. Oh, different kettle of fish altogether, isn't it? It's because he robs people's houses, so he's got the wrong way. Does it right? He goes in and takes things instead of leaving them. It's going to go mad now.
Although is Roberto as Italian as I am in my own way? I just wonder if Roberto is as Italian as the little boy Joe in this, because he talks like a proper wise guy. It's really funny.
What you talking about, Santa?
He's like, hey, oh yeah, you're Santa, are you? Are you great scabruzzi, huh? It's just fucking proper.
Get out of here, capisce?
What are you talking about, you red-coated mook? It's just
all the classics, all the good stuff. Right then, Hannah, it's your turn.
Homeless, huh?
How am I
homeless?
For your prequel.
Okay, am I ready? I mean, are we starting?
We're starting now. Yeah.
A young John Lithgow, so similar to Eddie French. Not similar to Eddie French. We're going to create a young John Lithgow created by the CGI that brought you The Irishman. He's a kind, Christmas-loving philanthropist called BZ who runs a toy factory and gives all the profits to charity. Every holiday season, he gives all the employees a whole month off and a bonus of $20,000. That is until this Christmas Eve, when one of his hardest working employees says, please, boss, let me work through Christmas. I get really bored with the time off and I don't like free money. I just want to work and not get paid, please. But Beezy says no and goes home to bed. He's then visited by 3 ghosts. The first ghost shows him how, when he was young, he used to be a complete shit and stole everyone's presents and spat in their Christmas pudding. And he actually looked much happier. Then the second ghost shows him how boring he is at the annual Christmas party and how no one wants to fuck him. Then the final ghost shows the future funerals of 2 mean people that BZ knows and how everyone at their funeral says how great they are, because no matter what you're like, people say you're great at your funeral. It makes BZ wonder, what's the point of being nice anyway? He then wakes up on Christmas morning and tells all his employees they must come into work or they'll get fired. They work so hard all Christmas Day with no food or water, and then at the end of the day, he blows up the whole factory with them all in it and laughs and laughs. Fade to black.
Right, okay. Wow. Right then, a lot to do, a lot to take in there. Right, so Eddie and Nat, you can ask Hannah some questions then.
I just need to digest this. I need to process it.
Basically, reverse Christmas Carol. In case you didn't get that.
No, that is good. I like the fact he was so overcome with this new delight in malice. He blows up his own factory. That's pretty great.
I have a question. Yeah, I would love to know who you're going to cast as the 3 spirits who visit him.
That's very interesting. Well, I definitely want it to be half CGI, like animation, but it needs to have the voices of real actors. That's a very good point, actually. Any suggestions from the team?
That's a good question. Well,
maybe the other ones from Third Rock from the Sun. All the other actors from Third Rock.
Yeah. French Stewart and
Bigfoot and the Hendersons.
Bigfoot and the Hendersons. One of them could be Harry. Yeah. Well, in Christmas Carol, the Spirit of Christmas Present, he's like a big, hairy, hirsute, brown, blessed-looking bloke. So Bigfoot makes sense for that one.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So each of the ghosts will be some major character from previous John Lithgow films.
Amazing.
Right, okay. That's good.
One of them going to be Caesar from Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
Will there be like a Jacob Marley style visit from somebody else to warn him of these 3 ghosts coming, or do they just appear?
That's a very good point, and we might have to rewrite that into the script because I haven't watched any of the Christmas Carol kind of movies for a while and forgot that bit.
That could be.
It doesn't need to be.
That could be actual John Lithgow.
Visiting himself.
Visiting the person playing the younger version of himself.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe it would be. Yeah, it would be the Santa Claus the movie age John Lithgow, which would also have to be CGI'd because that's like from 30 years ago or whatever. And then
he does look alarmingly young in it, doesn't he? It's like
and then he'll tell the CGI'd even younger John Lithgow, about these ghosts are coming.
Yeah, like it.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Cool. Nice. Have you got a question, Eddie?
I sort of joined in with because the only question I had was the same one Nat asked. So I just joined in with the workshopping louder than other people. And now it seems like I've asked a question.
Right. Cool. Okay. Couple more comments on here. Let's have a quick look. Roberto's piped up. I never steal anything in my life. I'm so kind to people. I always give to children. I used to give ice creams. That's Martin Cameroon.
Cameroon.
Gonna make you swim fishes, Eddie. Oh dear. And then he put make. It's not as powerful if you put a spelling mistake in the threat. And then he's put no, it's Christmas. Scissors is his friend. God bless us,
my
everyone.
friend too. Thank you very much.
Right then, so now we're going to vote. We're all going to vote. So I'm going to give you a quick recap on what you just heard for the prequels. You can vote on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch as well, and we'll see it all appear as if by magic, as if by Christmas magic. So we'll vote in the room as well. We'll do that in a second. But first of all, let's do a quick recap. I might need help with some of these. Here we go. Right, Eddie's prequel was called "Things Are Getting BZ," named after John Lithgow, obviously. It's a young John Lithgow's character. BZ, obviously. He's an only child. He cons children out of money at school and things. He's got a cousin in the UK. He starts a toy company to get money.
They're pen pals.
Pen pals, sorry. So he asks him for advice, don't he? And he says, start a toy company.
Yeah, be a jerk.
There you go. Right. And so he says it's a good idea to put all sorts of crap in toys like glass and nails and all these horrible things. And then how does it end? Is it just it runs straight into Santa Claus?
It was Jacob Rees-Mogg who was telling him to do that, and that anyone who doesn't is just playing politics, really, just doing it for a political game. Very good. Nice. Christmassy. Nat's prequel was set in the 14th century. The ancient one is killing and kidnapping couples, basically, because this prophecy needs filling. So he's trying them all out to see if they're the Santa Claus, you know. He's having no success, and then he gets one more chance before his big boss is going to fire him. So he decides to rig the couple. He gets the clauses and he rigs it all and makes them as you see in the film. Is that right?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Okay. Hannah's was young John Lithgow. It's going to be CGI'd like in The Irishman, same effects house as that. Just in case you're wondering. It's only because I wrote it down. I thought I'd better mention it because it took ages to write it. He runs a toy factory, but he's really nice. He's a nice boss to work for. The hardest worker in the factory wants to work through Christmas for no pay because he loves it so much. And John Lithgow's like, no, you've got to go home. It's fine. You know, I want everybody to have a nice Christmas. Then he's visited by three spirits. The first one takes him back to see himself as a young shit. Doing stuff. Didn't write it down in time what we were doing. The second one shows him at a boring Christmas party where he's not doing all, and he's not getting laid by anybody. He's not having any luck in that department. I think that was right, wasn't it? Third one, he goes is the funerals of two mean people. Is this right? I missed this bit.
Yeah, he goes to the funeral of two mean people and realizes that everyone just still says, "Oh, they're a really great person," and so he's like, "What's the point of being a great person?
What's the point of being nice to everybody?" Yep, okay. And then he decides to blow up his own factory with all his employees in it. Right, okay.
In the film, he does say, wonderful, no smelly workers as he's walking around his empty factory making no money.
Yeah, he's a shit, isn't he? He's a bugger. Right, okay, so you can vote. Let's get voting online then, and we'll have a look at your votes in a minute. You've heard all three there. So vote for who you think was the best film, which one you'd like to see made. We'll vote in the room as well. So let's do our votes. Let's go for it.
I think I'm going to vote for Nat because I like the canon of Christmas horror, and I think and it's also because it's like 14th century or whatever. It's got a nice bit of folk horror to it, and it's sort of sacrificing. There's the elements play a big role in it. Isolation, a strange cult demanding specific behavior, etc. So it's kind of I like the sound of that.
Thank you very much.
I also vote for Nat.
Okay.
Thank you.
Do you want do you want to give us a long-winded explanation as well?
Because I really like the darkness, and I like that she saw the layers of there was a bit of gaslighting with all those elves being like, "We've made you Santa Claus," but actually they'd murdered them and kidnapped them, and I like that she's kind of echoing today's idea of abuse not being black and white.
Oof!
Wow. Okay.
Oof.
Two powerful explanations there of why you liked it. That's good. I'm going to vote for Nats because I liked it where they put bodies outside it cold.
I mean, that's essentially what I said, but...
Yeah, like giant lollies. Like, if you freeze, the legs will be stuck out like lolly sticks.
Like hilarious lollies.
Yeah.
Stupid dead lollies.
I mean, it's a good visual, and I'm all about the visuals.
I'm struggling here because
it was just pure cinema, Nat. It was just pure. I heard it and I was looking at it like that.
Oh my god! Thanks, guys, because that's what I was going for. Epic.
Are you voting for Nat? Are you voting for your own?
No. Well, I love John Lithgow, and so I'm really struggling because I really enjoyed both pitches. But just because there's going to be double John Lithgow in, oh no. Do I go for double John Lithgow and 3 ghosts, or do I go for Eddie? No, I'm going to go for Eddie.
Oh.
Because I like the idea of him being really, really lovely. And then, no, that's yours. Oh, no, I'm stuck. I'm going to go for Eddie.
Okay.
I'm going to go for Eddie for Jacob Rees-Mogg.
Oh, right. Okay.
Cool. Right, let's have a look online. We've got Roberto. Vote for Scissors. That's fantastic. Christmas is about... yeah. Eddie, vote for you there.
Thank you.
I didn't read the rest of his stuff. Martin, vote for Nat. Oh,
thank you, Martin.
Close. What's this one now from Roberto? As it's Christmas, I'd like to wish Merry Christmas to my friends Martin, Karen, Jessica, Daniel, Mercer, and Brian. They're not here, so you can't. There's only Martin here.
Happy Christmas, Roberto.
And Kat.
To come on, and we'll give them a lovely message. We'll give them a lovely Christmas message for you, Roberto. Tell them to come on. Right then, there's no more votes online, so let's have a look. Just do the math.
How transatlantic of you.
Nat, you've won that first round.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well done.
Appreciate it. Christmas miracle.
As always on this show, it's all to play for.
Yeah, he said it.
TM, rights reserved. We're all getting mugs with that on, I swear. So it's the last thing I do. We're all having mugs with that on it. It's all to play for. It'll be some game show catchphrase from years ago that, and we'll just get sued.
Yeah, straight away.
What you going to sue me for? For nothing?
Is that your
anyway? Right.
Ronald
Sorry.
Reagan. Oh.
Right. We're going to move on to the sequel. Nat, it's your turn first for the sequels.
All right, here we go.
It up a bit. Going in a different order.
You're on the edge.
Same order every week, but nobody knows that. I just told everybody. Right then, okay. Are you ready for this?
I am.
So your sequel for Santa Claus the Movie. Away you go.
Thank you. BZ is still floating through space. As well as the candy canes he scoffed, giving him the ability to fly, they have awakened other powers in him too. And he isn't killed in space. He eventually crashes into the Phantom Zone and bumps into General Zod, Ursa and Non, who were also banished there. They tell each other their stories of woe, and Zod's group of baddies and BZ are appalled at the various reasons for each other's banishment. They make a pact. Zod, Ursa and Non will go to Earth and cause havoc and shit, and BZs will go to the nearest planet to the recently destroyed Krypton and cause bad guy havoc there. They will stick to the plan, but BZ doesn't know that Patch has been keeping an eye on him this whole time, and he flies after him, traps him, and flies him back in a glass thingy, like in Superman, where they're stuck in the thing, and he's trapped in it forever. The end.
Wow. All right. Cool. Questions then, Hannah and Eddie, for that one?
This sounds very sci-fi-y.
It was inspired by Superman 2. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, really? I would never have guessed.
To get the connection.
Well, now you say it.
Is it going to have the 80s Superman 2 level of kind of cinematography or whatever, or are you going to take it to the next level and use like 2020 stuff?
No, I want to stick at 80s because my reboot is going to be like 2020 stuff. So I'd love to keep this as like that Christopher Reeve style. You know, that amazing fight they have like amongst the skyscrapers where they're just kicking each other about a bit and like knocking each other into billboards and shit and throwing bits of building at each other. I want it to be that type of effect. Yeah. That's what I'm after.
I like it. It's retro.
Yeah. Retro. Yeah.
Okay.
Shit. Yeah.
So this is well, it's sort of it was actually the sort of question I thought Hannah was going to ask, which was because you mentioned this is sort of a sci-fi angle. Where does the magic take place?
Well,
sorry, I'm not asking about sex. I just realized if I was on Cribs on MTV, I go, this is where the magic happens. So is there magic because Kryptonians, although enhanced by Earth's yellow sun and therefore superpowered, they are actually very vulnerable to magic?
Well, it's Patch who has the magic. So when Patch goes after BZ to stop him causing havoc on Krypton's neighbor, like the planet that wasn't blown up next, and then traps him and brings him home, it's Patch who uses the magic. I mean, he just sacks Earth off. Anything could be happening there, frankly. He's going after BZ.
Right. But as it happens, the events depicted in Superman 2 are happening on Earth. That's quite convenient, really.
It works out really well. Yeah, as Superman 2 is happening on Earth and Santa keeps his head down. Patch has gone after BZ to stop him doing the same, assuming that somebody kindly is looking after Earth, which luckily is Superman, because this what rolls again.
I
Can I ask another question?
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Just Dudley Moore, obviously, God rest his soul, is dead. So if you make this and you're casting Patch, who can do Patch like Dudley Moore? That's what I'm asking.
Can we do that?
The answer is not Russell Brand.
Absolutely, definitely not Russell Brand. I wanted to do that whole deep fake stuff. I'm sure we could get him back in it.
Right.
Like, because I think that because I would love John Lithgow to continue to be the baddie. So I think we could deep fake him into it. Surely the technology is there now.
Oh, do you know what?
So you're saying it could be the first ever deep fake movie, really? You know, one where it's all the way.
So you're doing retro effects from the 80s, but then you're doing deep fake, which couldn't be more 2020.
Wow.
Who would have thought that the very first full film deep fake actor would be Dudley Moore? It wasn't Gregory Peck. It wasn't Audrey Hepburn. It wasn't any of these. But Clark Gable, no. It was Dudley Moore. Like we knew it would be. Yeah. If he plays,
they've got the reference frames to do it easier than one of them older ones, haven't they?
That's true. That's true.
You know, if we're going to get technical, I would have thought it'd be this movie as well. But anyway.
You're right.
Yeah.
I mean, I've signed on the dotted line. It's happening, guys.
It's happening anyway. Forget the votes. It's happening. 2022. It's coming. It's going to take a couple of years in production due to the troubles. That's why I said 2022. I'll give you. I'll advance the release date for you so you can have it.
Yeah, we're thinking 2022 Q4. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're rolling about tier 7. Yeah.
Christmas release, but it's a Christmas film. Christmas release, but we'll release it in November around the 11th. So by the time it's played at the cinema, nobody will go watch it at Christmas. Yeah. That's what they do with Christmas films. Right then. Cool. Is there any more questions? Or I think that was pretty.
No, that was pretty comprehensive.
All right then, Hannah, it's your turn next for your sequel. Here we go.
Sequel. Joe, the little homeless mafia boy, and the rich girl Cornelia grow up on the North Pole, and then they fall in love, get married, and have their own kids. They try and give their kids a good Christmas every year on the North Pole, but their kids, having grown up surrounded by elves and Santa and flying reindeer, are so cynical and just don't believe in non-magic people. So Santa decides to send them to New York on Earth in a kind of spring break thing, like a bit like, you know, when Amish teenagers go on that thing and they get
Rumspringer.
Yeah, Rumspringer. So yeah, Santa sends these kids on a Rumspringer type thing to Earth, New York, where they discover the true meaning of Christmas, a capitalist excuse to sell overpriced crap. The end.
Cool. Okay. Questions then, Eddie and Nat?
Well, straight away, I assume, like in any fish out of water kind of thing, what is the montage of them doing non-religious Christmas related things going to be filled with? Because that's got to be and which popular Christmas song is going to be the background to it?
Funnily enough, my Requel later has a montage, so I was trying to like not always not always fall onto the montage. But actually, since you ask, it will be them just doing loads of Earth type things that aren't remotely magic. So like them trying to sort of fly off of a tree, but then just like breaking their leg, and then you'll see like the bone sticking out of their knee, and just like montages of just real human living that doesn't involve magic.
Them sitting on like a child's toy sledge and wondering why it's not flying.
And then
Propel, and it's just like, this is garbage, and you know, and
getting like proper like horrible frostbite where their fingers are like basically everything's falling off them because they're just not used to protecting themselves, because they're in the North Pole, everything's magic and they have like a layer of protection, and basically they're kind of killing themselves slowly in this Rumspringer event.
They're sort of they're in sort of very, very soft fluffy woolen mittens that just absorb all the freezing water the moment they pick up a snowball, and it's just snapping off appendages.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Most of the montage is them crying.
That's
la 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 la. Good.
Nice.
So at the end, do we find out whether they go back to the North Pole, or do they die alone and on drugs on the streets of New York?
Do they go home, or is this the little match girl?
Yeah, basically.
I think really they wanted to see reality. They wanted to see Earth, or they needed to learn what real life is like. So I'm afraid real life does kill them, and they will end up, in a way, a little mirror to the actual original movie. They will end up frozen like how Santa and his missus were frozen, but they'll be frozen in Times Square.
Not frozen in time, but frozen in Times Square.
I like that.
Right?
A moment in Times Square, is that what it's going to be called?
Yeah. That's nice. Like the tag name. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Well, there were your questions. Nice.
A moment you'll want to relive because they can't.
It's good, that. Good tagline.
All right.
Sounds like a proper one. We like that on this show. Eddie, it's your turn. Really. Your sequel.
Yep.
Away you go.
Thank you. Nearly a year has passed. Joe and Cornelia are coming to the end of their time at the North Pole, because they asked if they could stay until Christmas, because that was a good and normal thing to do and want. Upon arriving back in the sizable apple, Cornelia returns to her dead step-uncle's house to find her housekeeper now utterly dependent on floating lollipops. Unbeknownst to Patch, BZ bunged a load of crack-like drug in the first lot to keep the kids coming back for more. The nation is now full of what have become known as zombie pops that need a fix from the floaters, as the lollipops are now known. It's only that bloody accountant bloke BZ was busy mates with that was doing it. He said that the antidote dies with BZ, and he was making the most money ever. The kids and Patch realized that BZ must still have the antidote on him. Now, if you think that Donna didn't care for trying the super duper looper maneuver in the sleigh, then you should see how he feels about shooting up directly into space, which is where they have to go. They fly up in Santa's sleigh and find the floating, frozen, dried out corpse of BZ orbiting the Earth. And they pull out from his pocket a formula. It's the cure. They return to Earth and add the cure to the water supply in one night, because that's what Santa can do these days. And the world is safe and no one is addicted to floating lollipops anymore.
Okay. Wow. All right. Questions then, Hannah and Nat? You can ask Eddie something.
I would like to know what the side effect of a floating lollipop addiction is, please.
The sound effect.
Side effect.
You know, side effect.
Like with crack and amphetamine, you can be up for days and days. Like
teeth are loose and stuff like that.
What do floating lollipops do?
A lack of floating lollipops leads to a very sort of heavy, leaden limb feeling. You've sort of, because you're floating around, then after a bit, it feels really heavy and you have to sort of drag yourself around. So they're sort of quite shuffling, shambling kind of creatures, which gives them that sort of zombie-led dragging foot thing. There's also a tendency to, when you're eating them, to do this a lot, like Baby Spice with the lollipop. So
sometimes
it's pretty bad. So you just sort of look like sort of kawaii zombies, and it's pretty bad.
But they don't try to eat each other.
No. But if they see anything that is even vaguely puce, they will try and suck it till they fly.
Interesting montages out of that, I reckon.
Oh yeah. It's like people just walking along with like a bouquet of violets or something, and they're like, and they're just like, this isn't lollipop. It's all that kind of thing. I mean, they have to completely eradicate the color puce from like My Little Pony. Kids cartoon, brightly colored and stuff, because otherwise they'll just be sucked. We don't venture into how some people take advantage of this with edible body paint, but it's not that long a film, so we'll just assume that no one does anything dreadful that way.
Save that for the director's cut.
Yeah. Can I ask Eddie something?
Yes, of course.
Where is Santa Claus, the titular Santa Claus, in all of this?
Very good question. In Santa Claus the Movie 2, where is Santa Claus?
Well, yes, that is quite the question, isn't it? Well, I mean, he's sort of along with them, but it's yeah.
I mean, he is now.
Only he's mainly in the mission to space, to be fair, because he's got control of sleigh, but because he just drops the kids off, and Patch decides to go and have a look at some of the mates he made when he used to work in production in New York. Yeah, he's just wandering around. Well, there was a little deli he used to go for lunch and stuff. He wants to pop in there and say hello, and all the usual stuff. And then but so they have to get a message to him. So presumably they put another. Apparently, you can just contact Santa any day of the week just by sticking a letter up the chimney flue. And
I mean, now he would get so much troll stuff, wouldn't he, through his chimney?
Yeah.
Oh God,
you, big man.
It's another letter. Apparently, I'm a stupid fat pedo.
Yeah. Just like stacks of them coming down. Yeah. Oh, here's another one. Nice beard, dickwad.
Another one. Oh, this one's from Africa. Hello, I am a Nigerian prince, and I'm going to send you lots of money. Oh, this is interesting. I'll put that over here.
Oh, it'd be because we've established how gullible he is and how much you don't know about the real world.
Also, having watched the Santa Claus the movie today, he does actually get trolled in it. There's a bit where he's famous now in modern day world, and they write a poem about him, and they say he's got a belly that wobbles like jelly, and he gets really upset, and that's the beginning of trolling. Yeah. So they actually show you how trolling began.
You're right. Yeah. Wow.
They actually show him getting skitted. That is true.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He does look really wounded by that.
Yeah. What else does it say about me? Oh, you don't want to know.
Don't read the rest of it.
Don't stop asking kids to sit on your knees, Santa. Let's just damage control. Damage control. There's an elf who's in charge of damage control. His image. Just like going to do that again.
We think you're great, but please don't read the comments. What? Yeah. What comments? Oh, some people have said things. What?
Do you think, right? I want to chat with you guys. That super duper looper is bullshit, isn't it? It's just like, why do they do it? Because it just don't make any sense at all. Because he flies under the other one, doesn't he?
Yeah.
No, he flies over it to go under.
He flies under it and then comes back around instead of just going under and waiting.
Yeah,
it's like really you're already there. You're already there. You're already under it. Stay there. Nope. There we go, all the way around.
Yeah, all the way around.
Oh, he's dead. They've fallen out of the sleigh and they're dead.
Yeah. Also, that thing explodes and it just shoots them upwards. It's great.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, ultimately, that's Donna's story arc. One of the reindeer gets a story arc in this. He's a bit frightened of doing the super duper looper.
Do you think the super duper looper was impeded by the 2 extra reindeer as well? Is that why they couldn't do it in the first place?
I mean, do you think they said they had flu just to get out of it because they were sick of Santa's demands?
Don't know.
I mean, I did bring this because of the lack of Rudolph. I did bring this.
Why did they not put Rudolph in there? I feel like they were red nose watching.
They wanted to be different, and they were like, "Oh, we don't need Rudolph, guys."
Oh, we're very traditional, which is why our Santa Claus is American. We're being very traditional, and also who was the fashion designer elf who was going, yes, there we are, we have it, it's wonderful. And they're going, I don't know. Could it be red? And he's like, red? Oh my God.
That was Melvin Hayes.
Yeah, I know. It's funny.
Melvin Hayes.
But they're also, who when designing clothes doesn't choose the color first? Because that dictates everything. You just go, right, well, we've got the measurements. Now we need to know.
Right, Jean-Claude.
I know.
Jean-Claude Gaultier. Jean-Claude Van Gaultier.
Oh, Van Damme. Van Damme.
I tried to make a movie and fashion designer thing, but it didn't quite work. I'll just get back behind the nose, guys.
Melvin Hayes' character was called Goober, by the way, if you'd like to know. And Don Estelle, who was in it as well, who'd had no speaking parts. No. His character, though, his elf's name was Groot.
Yeah.
And then
we were just announced.
Say again?
Was there someone from the Monkees in it? No,
I'm not sure.
I don't believe so. No,
there was Mike from the Young Ones, though, that me and Eddie were talking about earlier.
Oh yeah, Mike from the Young Ones. But there was another one who kind of he always reminds me of Dudley Moore, and he's kind of like a cheap man's Dudley Moore, and I thought maybe he was the little one from the Monkees.
All right,
David Jones.
David Jones. Yeah, David Jones.
Maybe.
Yeah,
the English one from the Monkees.
Yeah. All right, cool. We've got all that sorted. About the super duper looper. I mean, we need to.
So basically, Santa Claus is in it, but this is more the story of the kids because we've had Santa Claus the movie. So that children. Well, I believe children of the future. I know not everyone agrees, but So yeah.
Cool.
Mainly,
right,
I wanted John Lithgow's angriest frozen face just set in galactic stone.
It's versatile. He'll do it for you. It's fine. Right then, let's get to the voting then. So vote online. I'll give you a quick recap on all those sequels you just heard. It's all to play for still tonight. It's all to play for. Merry Christmas. Right, here we go. Nat's sequel was BZ in space, basically. Finds out he's got other powers, so he survived in space. He's got some other powers. He crashes into the Phantom Zone, where he meets the villains from Superman 2, which are Zod, Ursa, and Non.
Mm-hmm.
BZ goes to Krypton, and the others go to Earth, so you got 2 separate stories. We found out that Superman 2 happens while this is going on, for some reason. Don't know why. And then BZ goes after Patch, basically, and he traps him in the Phantom Zone, in the flying.
That'll do. Yeah, that's close enough for me, mate.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. And then Patch uses magic. Well, I didn't know why. Why did you?
Because they're fighting each other, and Patch is magic. He's an elf.
That's solid. You're right. Why not? Hannah's was Joe the Mafia boy and Cornelia the married now. They've got some kids, but the kids aren't experienced. They're cynical and they haven't had any experience in reality. They're like walking around, think they know elks are in North Pole. So they get sent on a spring break to New York City, and then they find out the true meaning of Christmas, capitalism, and then I don't know if they learn something, but they end up frozen to death in Times Square as a tourist attraction at 30 Rockefeller Plaza, I guess. No, Times Square, he said, obviously. That's not 30 Rockefeller. There we go.
No,
Times Square.
That's two different addresses, mate.
It is. It's round corner. It's just round corner and up a bit. Right then, Eddie's was there anything else with that, Hannah? I think I missed something.
I did just like that, but 100 times better in your memory. I want to get a vote. I didn't get a vote last time.
I know, right? Well, all right. Well, yeah, okay. Right, Eddie's was 1 year on. Joe and Cornelia, the back in New York. The housekeeper from John Lithgow's house is hooked on. Mm-hmm. You said lollipops that are now known as zombie pops.
No, the people who are addicted to them are known as zombie pops.
Oh, sorry, right. So they've got crack in them, basically, and they're addicted, and they're known as zombie pops. You find out BZ's accountant was behind it, the nasty accountant man. There's only one thing for it. The Santa, as we decided to put him in, flies into space in his sleigh and finds a frozen corpse of John Lithgow, which has the antidote to the
rocket, to
the pops in his. So he cures it by putting it in water.
Sound stupid when you pick it apart like that, but
it puts it in the water supply as well, like in Batman Begins.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Time to vote. So vote online for your favourite there, and let's vote in the room. Let's do this.
Hmm.
Or not?
I am going to vote. I'm going to vote for Hannah because because she just wouldn't shut up about it. Because I do like a fish out of water story, and humans who don't understand that magic isn't permanent or everywhere. It sounds like sort of putting rich kids into I'm a celebrity, get me out of here or something like that, which is always sort of a nice idea. So we'll do that. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm also voting for Hannah because I love the bleak turn it takes. It's like almost like an edited fairy tale of New York. Like they go full of hopes and dreams, thinking they know everything, and then end up like dead on the streets in the cold New York winter. Like, that spoke to me on a
and I'm going to use that song as the outro music. Fairy Tale of New York, and including the F word.
Yeah. But what you want is you want it covered in a minor key on a piano like a John Lewis advert.
Yeah. No.
Right, okay. Cool.
I'm going to vote for Eddie.
Oh, thank you.
And the reason is because I like the idea of John Lithgow all this time has been floating, and that you could get like old nowadays John Lithgow, and it's like this has been like 40 years later, or I'm not good at math, and he's still just that whole thing. I just want to see John Lithgow now, having been stuck for that long.
Okay.
That John Lithgow will forever be a satellite to this planet is sort of quite a nice idea, I thought.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to vote. It involves him floating into space.
I'm going to vote for Hannah as well. It was a close one. I nearly voted for Eddie there, but yeah, I like the old switcheroo. All these kids are in North Pole and they decide they've got to learn it. I like all that, and I like New York. All that business in winter, snow.
Oh, you've always liked New York, haven't you?
I love New York now. I've always said in the snow, I love New York.
It's always
You've got a fridge magnet that tells you as much.
I love New York in the winter. Right.
Also, in a way, don't you think? In a way, New York is the main character.
I mean, you've already got my vote, but you would have had it again if I had to vote. So yeah, New York is the character, and I love that you said that. Yeah. Let's take a look at the votes, everybody online. Right, we've got Roberto. I vote for nice singing lady for Mafia. I like her passion for the idea very much. I would vote for Mafia, wouldn't he? 100 times better.
He will be in a lot of trouble if he doesn't.
Yeah.
And you will be now, Chris.
Roberto. There you go. I know.
The only thing keeping his restaurant open.
I vote for whoever Roberto likes. Daniel.
Daniel.
Hello, Daniel. Thanks for joining
us. Daniel.
Yes. How are you doing?
Thanks for voting.
Season's greetings to you and to you.
Oh, thank you, Martin.
Superman crossover. There you go. You got a vote on that there. What else we got? I think that's all the votes. We've got more people watching, just not
King
voting.
of Pain.
Thank you very much. Take it outside, boys, if you're going to chat.
Yeah, come on.
Don't chat in our room.
Come on.
Right, okay.
Bit of respect to the turns, please. Bit of respect to the turns.
Come on. It's like you're talking at the table doing that. Might have to do some MCing in a minute. Where are you from, Roberto? Italy. Oh, I bet you have a lot of pizza, don't you, sunshine? Anyway, is this on? Right, okay. Hannah, you won that round.
Yay! It is Christmas.
It's a Christmas
miracle.
It is Christmas, but I think it's something else, isn't it, Chris? I think it's all to play for, isn't it?
Oh! I nearly forgot it were all to play for, but it is still all to play for. You're right. I mean, wouldn't it be a lovely Christmas if Eddie won this round as well and everybody'd won a round?
I've just double-checked what my Requel is, and I'm not going to.
Well, it's a Christmas tragedy then. Let's get on with it.
Yeah. That's okay.
All right, let's move on to the Requels then. If you're just joining us on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, you've missed loads, so you won't know what's going on.
Watch.
Yeah, they can stay, but I just want to know what's going on. So I'll very briefly. We're doing the Requels now. So the Requels is a reboot or a reimagination of Santa Claus the movie. Our lovely panel here is going to say theirs one after the other. Right then. So Hannah, it's your turn first on this one.
Oh,
is that all right?
Yes.
Lovely. Right then. Away you go whenever you're ready then.
Okay. Where is it?
It's all right. I'll do some crowd work while you find it. Oh, you're with it.
Oh, I found it.
Ah, all right.
Okay. So the reboot is Breaking Bad Santa.
Ooh.
Patch the elf is fed up of making toys and sweets. This is a bit like Eddie French's last one. Patch the elf is fed up of making toys and sweets for kids for hundreds of years. So he sets up a lab to make recreational drugs for adults. His drugs are like meth, but they use magic instead of chemicals and stuff. But prepared for all the Mexican drug lords and psychopaths that will become his colleagues, so he must learn to toughen up. So there'll be a Rocky-style montage showing how this cheeky elf starts off being all gentle and sweet and ends up a gun-wielding, one-eyed drug man who kills any women, children, or elves that get in his way.
Wow. Nice. Okay, right then. Eddie and Nat, you can ask questions. Go for it when you've got one.
Does Santa Claus feature? Did I miss that?
Oh,
yeah. It's come back to haunt me.
A little bit.
Oh dear. It's all to play for.
Does Santa Claus feature? Well, he's in the title because the title obviously is Santa Claus, the reboot, and then the tagline is Breaking Bad Santa.
Mm-hmm.
But
so he's mentioned twice in the title.
He actually feature. Well, he comes in Patch's dreams, and he's kind of like Patch's conscience. So Patch is sort of trying to get into this awful, violent world. And every time he goes to sleep and closes his eyes, he sees Santa, and Santa's there like molding something out of wood and just saying, "Oh, why don't you be a good little elf again?" That wasn't his voice, but I'm not very good at impressions.
Why do you be a good little elf again, Zippy?
Little elf.
Nice.
But
okay,
you talk to him in that sort of baby comforting voice, and Patch really resonates with that because Patch never had any parents. So that's kind of like the conscience that's kind of echoed through the film. So that's how Santa is in there, but he's not really in there as a physical, tangible thing.
Okay, cool. Yep. Happy with that.
All right.
I don't have a question. That feels
You
very.
don't have a question?
I don't. That feels very complete. I don't feel like I need to ask anything. Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. Right, we'll move on then. Eddie, it's your turn for your reboot or remaster or whatever you're going to do.
Well, what I'd like to do is I'd like to use some of that deep fake tech that's going around. And I'd like the film to be pretty much the same because there's not really another film quite like it. There's films about big business versus Christmas and stuff like this, but none of them that sort of fail to say anything of any substance about them like this one does. So what I'd like to do is to give it some substance. I'd like to deep fake in over Dudley Moore from Santa Claus the Movie. I would like Dudley Moore from the Derek and Clive recordings that he did with Peter Cook. So it just means now anytime anyone says oh, Patch, are you working on a new adventure? Guys, what the fuck are you talking about? Fuck off, you cunt. Fuck off. It'll just be brilliant to just have him do that throughout the entire thing.
And would he be in like the coat and the flat cap and the?
Oh, We'd dress him up as the Pete and Dud characters, and then do the Derek and Clive ones on top. So he would, and occasionally he would start laughing uncontrollably by something one of the other cast said. I think that would be.
So it's like an amalgamation of Dudley's previous performances.
It is very much like that.
And if you could play the
work.
And if you could play the piano at some point.
Yeah, I was just about to ask, can he play the piano?
Absolute waste of having Dudley Moore in something and not having him play the piano.
I noticed he does play it once in the film.
Oh, in his elf portrait.
There's a long shot and he's actually sat at a piano tinkling with it, but he don't play it. He's actually just going. It's not like a full blown. They should have had a song with him singing on piano, shouldn't they?
Well, the carving, the elf portrait. Also, I love the fact that in Santa Claus the Movie that there were about 16 elf puns in the first 10 minutes, and then just never again.
They used them all. The script
just used them up, and then that was it.
Spread them out. They did more than Chris Lumb level of puns. There was too many.
I was taking notes. Watch out! We're like, oh my god, this script is amazing.
Elf Control. I never even thought of that one.
No, I didn't. Oh bloody hell!
But
I thought surely that's them all, and they pulled another one out.
But in the elf portrait, in the portrait that Santa does of him, he's playing the piano in that. He's sat at a little keyboard.
Yeah. Can I ask a question? Are we on questions yet?
Yes.
Sure.
So I like that Dudley Moore from Derek and Clive times is in there. So will Peter Cook be in there somehow? Can we deep fake him in?
I think so. I think we definitely should put Peter Cook in it. And also including his role as the vicar from the end of Princess Bride. So they might walk past the church where a marriage is taking place, and they just hear marriage just coming out.
Could he be the ancient one? Maybe the ancient one.
Oh yeah, he could be the ancient one. Yeah.
That would actually go really well as the marriage man.
Yeah. And it would be a bit like Bewitched as well.
And all that.
Yeah. The penguin covered up in the Burgess Meredith from Batman.
I wanted him to start doing his Rocky speech as well. To
he's Mickey.
You gotta get in there. You gotta give those presents out, Santa. You gotta slay those kids.
Or they're like just amping up the reindeer. Donna refuses to do the super duper Lou. Come on, Don, you got it, Don.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty great.
Cool.
Although, of course, if there was a sequel, he would. Two sequels. He'd have to die at the beginning of the third one, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
But then Santa would become the ancient one. Joe would become
and
Santa Claus, and it would
Santa would have to fight Mr. T.
I'll do
as
it.
a rival Santa. Rival
and then the
Santa.
fourth one is a proxy Cold War. It's just it's weird. A Cold War at the North Pole. That'd be good, wouldn't it?
Hey.
Right then.
But those two were so much better than anything I've put forward tonight, and I can't believe I didn't just think to base it all on the Rocky series.
Anyway, Well, the answer was right there. Sometimes just look who's playing a character in the film and base it all on that. And you can't go wrong.
I'm a fool to myself. I really am.
I'm not even going to... We've not mentioned the thing we usually mention tonight. And so far, we haven't done it. So we're not going to.
No.
But I don't know what it is.
No, you don't need to know.
We'll tell you afterwards.
If it gets mentioned, it's like the secret word.
We'll tell you at the end.
The duck's going to pop down with $100 in his bill.
Yeah. All like confetti.
You also have the secret word.
Yeah. Did you ask a question, Nat, then?
Yes. I can't remember what it was because it was right at the beginning, but I did ask one.
So you both asked a question there, Freddie. Right. Okay, Nat, it's your turn.
Okay. So my thoughts on this were... I was trying to rack my brains about all of the Santa movies that have been out recently or in the last 20 years. And the only one that felt like it was anything like original was Bad Santa, right? With Billy Bob Thornton in. So I want to remake Santa Claus, the movie, as Bad Santa. And I want Billy Bob Thornton to be Santa, but a drunken, womanizing, ass-fucking Santa who goes to shopping malls and gets really, really drunk and upsets children. And I want Patch to be the little boy who really, really believes in him and is really innocent and that Santa's just trying to protect, and it to be a comedy. So I want to remake it as Bad Santa.
Sorry, my question is, are you just replacing the entire thing with Bad Santa? Your Requel is a different film.
My Requel is Bad Santa, but it's actually set in the North Pole. The Santa is Santa.
Okay.
It's not a shopping mall Santa.
It's the Bad. It's the Bad Santa DVD shoved in the Blu-ray box of Santa Claus the Movie.
Yeah. So Bad Santa. Santa is the Bad Santa. He's not like the shopping mall Santa who's an alcoholic who's just getting work. Like Santa is Bad Santa, and Patch is almost that little innocent boy who Santa ends up trying to protect.
I mean, you've talked about modern Santa films. That is 17 years old now.
It is pretty much, isn't it?
It came out the same year as Elf.
It's the only one that popped into my brain that was anything like not a. We've got to make the sleigh fly with Christmas spirit.
It's one of the more extreme deviations from the classic Santa character.
Yeah.
So yes, you're absolutely right there. But yeah.
Yeah. So that
if you're trying to avoid the wholesome ones, then Bad Santa's.
Do you find it strange that nobody's attempted an origin story of Santa apart from this?
And it's a very, very shallow one.
And there's no Rudolph. There's a marketing opportunity for somebody to redo this.
I'm sure they were waiting for the sequel. They were so sure of a sequel. They were waiting for that to introduce Rudolph.
Yeah.
Santa Claus the Movie 2, The Quest for Rudolph.
R.I.P. Rudolph.
Yeah. Any more questions for Nat then?
I'm just thinking that's like a reboot. Obviously, it's more of a reboot of Bad Santa, I'd say, than a reboot of Santa Claus.
That's what we're all having trouble with. Yeah, that's fair.
I just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah.
It's Bad Santa, but it's set in the North Pole.
So you've got two movies. You've got Bad Santa and you got Santa Claus the Movie.
Yeah. And I want Santa Claus the Movie to act like Bad Santa.
So what you could do is take the Santa Claus the Movie script and just throw a load of swear words in it, in a way.
Which is all I was doing anyway.
Claus, I guess. Sorry, she's still in it.
Claus, alcoholism, sexy elves. And then
so it's as if they've gone to find the clauses, and next body over, there's Billy Bob Thornton, and they've gone to the wrong one.
There is actually a cartoon. You know, there's that cartoon that's by the same person that did the Snowman, and it's like, I don't know what it's called, but it's got a Santa, and he's like
Father Christmas.
Father Christmas,
yeah. Father Christmas. It's amazing.
Raymond Briggs.
Mel Smith doing voice of him.
Smith, yeah.
Yes, it is.
Kind of like that also, but a live action version.
Yes, yeah. But more extreme. Yeah.
All right. And I was going to ask someone, but I don't know who's he going to be shagging then, because as we know, there's not real. Is he going to be shagging the elves now? Is what I'm asking.
We'd have to introduce sexy lady elves. Yeah. Well, I mean, unless he likes sexy male elves. I mean, I don't know Santa's preference.
We didn't ask.
It's 2020. He should be allowed to be gay if he wants.
Yeah, he can do
it. I just wondered if he were going to work his way through all them elves. Is what I'm asking you.
Probably, if he's Bad Santa, one way or another, yes.
Yeah.
He hasn't
Well, he's got to live
got
up to the name. Oh, I'm going to write that one down.
But
It was in the movie,
out.
that one. It was in the movie. You can't trick me. It's an elf.
He needs to do all he can to maintain his sexual elf.
Oh.
Yeah, that's good. He likes elf gratification.
I'm writing the sequel now.
He's well versed in elf pleasure.
Oh Lord, here we go.
Hey, I wonder if he uses his. I've got one. I wonder if he uses his camera phone and texts an elfie. Nothing.
No,
all right.
They wouldn't.
A selfie, an elfie.
Oh,
Gee, come on.
I think we were waiting for it to be rude, like Eddie's and Hannah's were.
No, because this film's wholesome, Natalie. Unlike all the smut you're peddling with your Bad Santa. Right then, let's do some voting. It's
still all to play for, isn't there?
It's all to play for still. I forgot we're all to play for.
Because Chris made me feel guilty earlier, I'm going to vote for Eddie.
Okay.
Hang on, you haven't heard the recaps?
yeah.
It's too late. It's too late.
Hang on. It's all to play for still. Right, prequels. Hannah's was Breaking Bad Santa. Patch decides to build a lab to make magic meth. He runs in with Mexican drug lords and all the trouble that brings, and he has a montage to toughen himself up Rocky style. He's prepared to kill anybody who gets in his way, whether it be elf, man, or beast. I added that for you. And he loses an eye along the way.
Yep.
Yeah.
I liked that he lost an eye and it were unexpected. Eddie's was a patch. Nice.
Where's the patch?
Yeah, good. Eddie's was using the deep fake technology. It's the same film, but he's got Dudley Moore from all his other performances, basically. So you got Derek and Clive version in there, and it's got all the language that entails, and we've got a cameo from
Peter Cook.
Peter Cook as the ancient one.
Yes.
We decided, I think.
Yeah, no, that was a very good idea.
Yeah, and Nats was basically Bad Santa, but shoved into Santa Claus the Movie. Billy Bob Thornton as Santa, swearing, shagging about everybody. And then you got Patch hanging about. And then you've got Patch as the little boy who believes in him. And then everything turns out nice in the end, I guess.
Yeah.
Right then, cool. So vote online and we'll vote in the room. So, Nat, you said you were voting for
Eddie. It's got to be Eddie on it. Because it's Christmas, Chris, and it's a Christmas miracle.
Christmas miracle. I actually don't know at the moment. I'm still thinking.
I'm gonna vote for Eddie because I just want to see more Dudley Moore and Peter Cook, and the fact that you're going to bring them back, I'm in just for that on its own.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, go on then. You got me. You got me. You got me at Dudley.
I'm going to vote for Hannah, I think. Yes, Hannah, because I think it would be because I sort of had the drug angle in the other one, so it seems like I don't have faith in my own work if I refute something that contains similarities. But also, I think that apparently he can produce whatever he wants with the sparkly cornflakes that he has, and also there is a bit where they're dropping it on the reindeer food really early on where it does look like big piles of skunk, so it makes sense.
Fair enough.
Right, cool. Let's have a look on online then, see what we've got. We've got some. Should we go back and read some other comments, Matt, as well, haven't we? Jesus, quite a lot though.
Yeah. let's do the votes first, and then
do votes first. Then I'll have to scroll back again. All right, we've got Sarah Warman. There you go.
Where's the crown?
Should we? Merry Christmas, Sarah.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Have a lovely time.
We got John Myers. Is that a friend, Hannah, as well?
Yeah. I didn't know these people were watching, but I'm glad they're voting for me. Thank you.
Well, there you go. Nice. We're glad they're watching as well.
Daniel Mercer, Natalie.
Thanks, Daniel.
One vote there, Nat. One vote.
No, actually, I've. There you go.
I know. Also, back at the
thank
box.
you, Roberto.
It's hard working, reading back of DVD and wearing a hat. I do more than that, Roberto. Thank you. I'm reading the things out as well, Roberto. I'm reading the things out.
All.
He's summing them up.
What? I forgot who it was. That. I summed them up as well. Thank you. What's this now? Martin.
List of Santa.
Of Santa. No, I don't know what that means.
What does that
mean? That's all the votes.
Richard Attenborough. Anyone who's ever played Santa, just
that's a good. That Miracle on 34th Street with Richard. Oh, it's a good one. Is
lovely.
That?
Lovely.
It's nice.
Lovely bit of work.
I love it. Right then. Okay. Is there no more votes? We need to close the voting. If not, we got a tie. We've actually got a tie.
Did you get Martin's right at the end? Really recent one.
Because
it's not a tie anymore.
It's not a tie.
No.
It was a tie, but it wasn't. I was going to have to make an executive Christmas decision.
Thank you, Martin, for your.
I don't have to now because it is a Christmas miracle this evening. Eddie has won the last round with 4 votes. I can't believe it. It's promised myself I won't cry if this happens. Filling up now. Sorry.
Oh my God. Are you all right, Chris?
Beautiful thing at Christmas. These things do. You just don't think these things are going to happen at Christmas, and sometimes it does. I feel like Bill Murray and the Scrooge now because I've got to make a big
that
speech.
was when Eddie realised it was all to play for.
Yeah.
All year round.
And Eddie's heart grew 2 times as big that year, and he put up some frigging lights in his house.
Just angina. Yeah.
And he gained some elf confidence.
I did.
Oh.
And he took an elfie.
You try get it. Chris, keep going.
Fuck. He's doing it. You knew what I meant. And Sarah said, Merry Christmas, one and all.
Merry Christmas to you, Sarah.
I can't handle this Christmas emotion. It's getting to me.
Oh.
It's amazing. It's beautiful. Scissors, you did it. So proud of you after losing week. And Roberto brings us back to earth. There we go.
I'm absolutely certain I won one in the past month, but I couldn't tell you what it was.
I can tell you if you really want me to find out. Do you want me to go back? You tied last week. You won, actually. You won the Love Actually special.
I did win the Love Actually one. Yes, I thought
2 weeks ago. So there you go, Roberto.
Yeah.
Stick it, Roberto. Stick it up your...
No, it's Christmas.
I know it's Christmas.
Yeah.
Stick it up your tree.
Stick it up your zambrone, huh?
Yeah. Right then, guys. That's the end of the show. We've got our lovely joint winners this evening.
What a
wow.
I like that.
But I think the real winners have been all of us because you, the audience, have been supporting us for 9 months now or something.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
It's been a long time.
It has. What did you say then, Hannah?
This time.
Say again.
I said we could have made a baby in this time.
Yeah,
that's true. We would have kept our Monday nights free.
9 months.
Join in next week when we'll be making babies.
Making babies over Zoom.
Okie doke. Yeah, live on Zoom. It's the first. It's the first on Zoom.
I bet
I doubt it.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No. It's first on the. No, it's not, is it? Because people do break into Zoom calls as well, doing stuff like that. I'm sure. Right then. So let's say thanks to everybody for watching tonight. But let's do some plugging. Let's do some plugging. Hannah, have you got anything to plug?
Nothing particular, but go on my YouTube, Hannah Warman stuff, or follow me on Twitter, and just be my friend.
Yeah, there you go. Lovely stuff. You've got your Christmas song as well. Are you going to upload it again? It's already uploaded, isn't it? But
yeah, my Christmas song's on Spotify. Merry Christmas, Don't Be a D. So you can stream it for free, or you can buy it on Apple Music and all those other things too. Amazon.
Buy it. Support the arts. Support Hannah there. Buy it. It's a fantastic song.
Really so you should all feel charitable towards me.
There you go.
That's true.
There you go. Tier 4. Unbelievable.
Don't get me started, love.
Oh, I know. We're not going to bring politics into our Christmas show, but it's a bloody disgrace. Sort it out, Boris. There, I said it. Everybody were thinking it.
We knew that.
There's I watched this isn't Christmassy at all, but I watched the Netflix documentary Ripper about the Yorkshire Ripper the other day, and in one of them there's some footage of some women being interviewed, and one woman goes, "Well, I think they ought to arrest him," which has really made me laugh. Like, they are trying. I know they're not very good at it, but that is their goal.
As if they hadn't bothered thinking that.
Yeah. And then it cuts to it cuts to like a retired policeman going, and that was the point when we thought, yeah, we really should start looking into this.
we really should arrest him.
Instead of just going evening. It's just really
made me do another one, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus! Right, that's not Christmassy. Let's keep.
No, it's not. But
have you got anything to plug? Nah.
I've got nothing to plug, and all I would like to say is to wish every single person watching and on this screen with me a very, very, very happy Christmas.
Oh. Eddie, have you got anything to plug? I know you have. So.
As well as the IC News podcast and the Fire Breathing Kittens Dungeons and Dragons podcast, I've released a digital 7-inch. If you go to Bandcamp and search for Eddie French, 2 original songs that I have written and recorded this year. If you've enjoyed anything that I've done that was entertaining in the least, then do consider purchasing it. If not, share it around, see what you think. But yes, so
cool.
Eddie French digital 7-inch is 2 songs I've done this year.
Very nice, very nice. Okay, what have I got to tell you? Tomorrow night, Tuesday night, 8 o'clock, my radio show, What's the Score? We've got a Christmas special of that. So
I forgot to send you my request, sorry.
Too late, Nat, too late.
I know, sorry.
Too late. You're dead to me. Well, it's got some music from Santa Claus The Movie in it, actually. I'll be putting a track in from that. The Christmas Rhapsody one, it's called, and it's where there's a big montage of all the Christmas songs that'll be on. So that's 8 o'clock on Box Office Radio tomorrow night. Christmas special, jam-packed show there. And then Wednesday, me and Eddie are doing our other show, actually, at 8 o'clock, Speedrun Cinema. We're doing The Empire Strikes Back. So what we got to do with that one is we've got to read the film script as fast as we can. We tried it last week. Eddie did Die Hard. We realised the format needed changing because of all the fucking stage directions. We got about... How far did we get through it? I don't know.
I mean, it was basically going through in real time.
Yeah. So we're not going to make it to the end of The Empire Strikes Back, although there's less stage directions.
I think we've got a much better chance of it than we ever did with Die Hard, because there are actual conversations, whereas in Die Hard, it's mainly one man in a tunnel occasionally saying shit to himself. Yeah. And there's not really a great deal of conversation, so there'll be much more for Chris to do. And Chris will be doing his famed televised Star Wars impressions for everyone, so if nothing else, he's got something to put on his show reel.
Yeah, exactly. That's what all this is about, really, isn't it? So that's Speedrun Cinema, 8 o'clock on Wednesday night. Okay, lovely. Other than that, Discount Comedy Checkout, we've got shows online you can watch. We've got some Christmas specials from last year that I put up in March, believe it or not, because before we knew this, we're going to go on some long. Should have saved them. Don't matter. It's all in hindsight now. Happy Christmas, everybody. Happy everything, actually, to everyone.
Happy
holidays.
Happy holidays.
Yeah, happy everything. Thanks for joining us. We don't know when we'll be back, actually. I was going to say we'll probably start up again maybe January, I think. New Year. We'll have a bit of a rest, unless we just get bored, which we probably will, and we'll just put some more shows up. Just keep following us, all of us, and you'll know when they're going back up. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining us tonight. Thanks for leaving your comments. Merry Christmas. Happy everything to everybody. We'll see you again. Thank you. And
Happy Christmas.